First IRA response to the stalled peace process tonight. Divers find all the Kennedy crash bodies. Changing the way you shop, new rights for consumers. And the air passenger jailed for using his mobile phone.
From ITN, the ITV Nightly News with Dermot Monahan.
Good evening. The IRA tonight appeared to be trying to get the government to get tough with the Ulster Unionists with a veiled warning of a possible return to violence. In its first statement since the breakdown in the Northern Ireland peace process last week, it recalled the ending of its first ceasefire and said people who demanded the decommissioning of IRA weapons were lending themselves to a failed agenda. The IRA accused the government of lacking the political will to confront the Unionist veto. Here's Andrew Symonds.
Tonight's response from the IRA to the failure at forming what should have been a power-sharing executive here at Stormont was hardline in tone. It was scathing on the Unionists, accusing them of reneging on commitments, and it gave no indication of the IRA's intentions on the issue of decommissioning weapons, which First Minister David Trimble had demanded assurances on. It said there is irrefutable evidence that the Unionist political leadership remains at this time opposed to a democratic peace settlement. The primary responsibility for the developing political crisis rests squarely with the British government. Those who demand the decommissioning of IRA weapons lend themselves, in the current political context, to the failed agenda which seeks the defeat of the IRA. The statement said the Good Friday Agreement's potential to deliver tangible progress had substantially diminished. It referred to the breaking of its first ceasefire under the last government as having floundered on the demand by Conservatives for an IRA surrender. Tonight, David Trimble told ITN he would not comment on the statement ahead of a meeting tomorrow with Gerry Adams and the Prime Minister. Downing Street said in the last hour it was still committed to implementing the Good Friday Agreement, and intense efforts will be made at tomorrow's meeting. Andrew Symonds, ITN.
Well, over now to our Ireland correspondent, John Irvine. John, the two governments won't have wanted to hear this, and certainly not the Ulster Unionists. How much of a blow to the peace process is it?
Well, this is a statement for consumption by lots of different people, Dermot. First and foremost, this statement will appear in the Republican newspaper and Foblac tomorrow, and it is full of soothing tones for Republicans who frankly have been rather uneasy since Tony Blair talked about seismic changes in their thinking a fortnight ago. Yes, the statement expresses the Provisionals' frustration at the lack of movement in the peace process. That is a frustration shared by lots of people across Northern Ireland. But crucially, the Provisionals also express, and I quote, their definitive commitment to the success of the peace process. As well as that, there is the implicit threat, the IRA using its most potent political weapon, the threat of a return to violence, the veiled threat of another Canary Wharf if things don't go their way. But it is, as I say, a contradictory statement in many ways.
And John, is the timing of this statement in any way significant?
Yes, I think it is. The governments have been putting pressure on the IRA to come out with some kind of statement. Senator George Mitchell is about to embark on a review of the implementation of the Good Friday Agreement and all that entails. What this statement amounts to is an attempt by the Provisional IRA to put pressure on the government